Donald Cerrone versus Alex Oliveira is the main event at UFC Fight Night 83. Takes place January 21st, 2016. Yeah, it's a Sunday. As always, I'm going to go over some facts and figures, then I'll begin to give you my pick toward the end of the video. Before I get there though, if you like my content, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also share this video all over your favorite social media websites. That would really help me out, and it would enable me to continue to put out content of this sort. Okay, so let's go over some similarities between these two. First of all, they are both nicknamed Cowboy. They're both former bull riders. They both wear cowboy hats and cowboy boots. They both utilize a Muay Thai style of striking, and they both have some credentials in the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Now let's go over some differences. Donald the Cowboy Cerrone is 28-7 with 1 no contest. Oliveira is 13-2 with 1 draw and 1 no contest. Oliveira is going to have a 3-inch reach advantage, and he is 5 years younger than Donald Cerrone. Also, Cerrone lands about 2 more strikes per minute, but he also absorbs about 2 more strikes per minute. Cerrone has better striking accuracy and better striking defense. And as for grappling, Donald Cerrone averages about 1.5 less takedowns per fight, but he has better takedown defense and better takedown accuracy percentage. Donald Cerrone averages 0.6 more submission attempts per fight. Now, Oliveira is coming into the fight on a 3-fight win streak. Donald Cerrone is coming in on a loss to Rafael dos Anjos in a lightweight title fight. One more difference though between these guys is that Oliveira has dabbled in the welterweight division. This is Donald Cerrone's first fight at 170 pounds. He has spent the majority or all of his pro mixed martial arts career in the lightweight division. But before that, Donald Cerrone had 29 kickboxing fights and 1 boxing fight. He made his boxing debut in 2003. He made his kickboxing debut in 2005. He made his professional mixed martial arts debut in 2006. Oliveira has not been competing in professional mixed martial arts for nearly that long. He made his professional debut back in 2011. Now, let's talk about Oliveira against Gilbert Durnino Burns in his UFC debut, which he did on short notice. He came in and really showed up well when he put the hurt on Gilbert Burns for the first 2 rounds of that fight. Eventually, he got submitted in the 3rd round, but to come in on short notice against such a highly touted jiu-jitsu specialist in Burns, that's pretty impressive in itself. And then he beat KJ Nunes, where he kind of used some wrestling, got KJ Nunes to the ground, took his back, submitted him with a rear naked choke in the 1st round. And then this is where I think that Oliveira shows some really good fight IQ. Against Joe Merritt, prior to that fight in an interview, he said he knew what Joe Merritt was going to do and he knew how to negate his offense. Joe Merritt had come into the UFC on a 6-fight winning streak with all of those wins coming by knockout. So what did Oliveira do? He wrestled Joe Merritt to death, basically. It wasn't the most exciting fight of all time, but he said that he was going to negate Merritt's offense, and he did just that, got a unanimous decision victory. And then he fought Piotr Hallman, where Hallman got the better of him at times in the grappling department, but Oliveira was able to use his reach advantage and his superior striking on the feet to get a knockout victory over Piotr Hallman, and it was pretty highlight reel, might I add. Donald Cerrone, let's talk about Eddie Alvarez. This is one of Donald Cerrone's downsides. He starts real slow, and he started extremely slow against Eddie Alvarez. In the 1st round of their fight, Donald Cerrone let Eddie Alvarez tee off on his face when he had him in a Muay Thai plum clinch. I don't know how many strikes Eddie Alvarez landed in that clinch, but it was far too many. I want to know what Cowboy Cerrone was thinking about in that situation. After the fight, Cowboy said that he was just thinking, not today, not today. In the 2nd and 3rd round, though, Donald Cerrone got the better of Alvarez with some leg kicks and superior striking with some decent takedown defense. And then against Miles Jury, basically, Donald Cerrone got the better with the Muay Thai striking in the striking battle. And then he got a kind of controversial decision over Smooth Benson Henderson. And then against John the Bull Makdessi, Donald Cerrone showed where he is most lethal. John the Bull has some amazing punching power, but Donald Cerrone usually in the lightweight division enjoyed a reach advantage, and he had a reach advantage over John the Bull Makdessi. What he did there was he was getting the better of him with some punching strikes, and then he would throw that 1-2 high kick, and he did that a couple of times, landed on John the Bull's face, broke his jaw. It was brutal. Now, once again, we're going to talk about Donald Cerrone's inability to start fights fast. In his last fight, that title fight against Rafael dos Anjos, he started slow, and Rafael dos Anjos starts fast. Dos Anjos hit him with a knee to the body, then a kick to the body, dropped him to the ground, ended up getting ground and pound on Donald the Cowboy Cerrone. And that's another thing that's bad about Donald the Cowboy Cerrone is his body. He has been finished with strikes twice in his professional mixed martial arts career, both of them stemming from body shots. The one prior to that was against Anthony Showtime Pettis. But Donald's only 3 losses coming to 2 guys in the past quite a few years are against Anthony Showtime Pettis and Rafael dos Anjos twice. So this guy has been fighting high-level competition for a really long time. I forgot to mention that he fought high-level competition way back in the WEC days. Alex Oliveira has not fought nearly the level of competition. The best guy that he's fought, in my opinion, he lost to in Gilbert Burns, even though he won those first 2 rounds. I forgot to mention as well that Alex Oliveira starts fights extremely fast. Another thing, these guys both utilize a lot of movement. Donald Cerrone has a more narrow stance and he bobs a lot, where Alex Oliveira has his left foot out in front of him quite a bit farther than what Donald Cerrone has. But they both bounce around a lot. Oliveira is a fast starter. That's how he got the better of Gilbert Burns, where Donald is a slow starter. So possibly this fight could go a few ways. One is that Oliveira could utilize that fight IQ like he used against Joe Merritt to go after Donald's body early on in this fight when Donald is experiencing that slow start. So Oliveira could utilize his fast start, get to Cerrone's body, and get TKO stoppage early. He could also attempt to utilize his size advantage, which I think he's going to have, and do the same thing that he did against Joe Merritt and utilize some grappling, kind of push Donald against the fence, grind him out a little bit. But if he were to go with that plan, he's going to have to do it for 25 minutes. And in the past, Alex Oliveira has shown that he fades in the later rounds. And he's only had 3-round fights. And to say that he fades in the later rounds sure is something. Where Donald Cerrone, I know that he starts slow, but as the fight goes on and as people put punches on his face, he gets amped up and he seems to speed up and get more aggressive as the fight goes on. So my prediction for this fight is that, like I said, Alex Oliveira is going to attempt to utilize some fight IQ early on here, try to go for Donald's body, try to go for the grappling and grind out Donald, but Donald is going to defend that. He's going to defend the takedowns and get past the first round, and then Donald's going to be able to pick it up and pick Oliveira apart with some leg kicks early on, because Oliveira has shown a tendency to not do the best job of checking leg kicks. I see Donald Cerrone turning it up, like I said, and getting a TKO stoppage in the 3rd round, or perhaps Donald could drop Oliveira and finish this fight with a submission. But once again, I'm picking it in the 3rd round because Donald is the best in the business at hurting people on the feet and then finishing them with a submission choke on the ground. For me, my UFC pick'em, I'm putting Donald the Cowboy Cerrone with a KO or TKO in the 3rd round. I'm not going to put him on my countermove team though. Tell me who you are picking in the comment section down below. Once again, if you like the content, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also share this thing all over your favorite social media websites. Thanks again for hanging out and for viewing my analysis preview prediction video for Donald Cowboy Cerrone versus Alex Cowboy Oliveira. Namaste.